Hey guys. So finally, we just got our ring light, but we're about to do how we met. Um, you gonna do roll call or not on this
Not
one?
do nothing more.
Huh? You haven't been on. This is a
Oh,
whole. This will be a video by itself.
oh, okay. Roll call. How you doing, Philip? You know you get off the top, but then we're gonna switch it over and go ahead and say, Brother C. That's the elder. How you doing, Elder Curtis?
And
Sasha
Caleb and
and the boys.
Josiah.
I want to say also, how you doing, Miss Pam? Miss Pam, you know you are off the chain. Matter of fact, it ain't even no chain. No. We're gonna have to create something altogether new. How you doing, Miss Alicia? You and the Southern crew. Know
And
you
we're
over there with
praying
Mama
for you,
Margaret.
Alicia. She hasn't been feeling good.
Oh, okay. And also, Cuz, how you doing? Hey, Miss Mary, how you doing? I know we got Miss Meach. Am I saying it right? Miss Meach,
Milva.
Miss Melville. Now it's getting to the point where these names are getting. Whoo! Y'all might either gonna get some nicknames or just one big how to do it.
Yeah.
So
I was wondering, like, he started something, so I'm like, how long will he be able to keep? I'm gonna, like, maybe think about just writing everyone's name down and, like, update it once a week and have a list, because when we get bigger, because speaking it into existence.
we get bigger than this. I don't know what we're gonna do, but
Yeah.
then maybe when she write the names down on the list, I can do a rap song, sing it. How about that? A rap song? Okay. Well, y'all know
You
what
actually can freestyle, so I was kind of shocked by that.
this video will be about how we met. First of all, y'all gonna hear about 2 or 3 different versions.
Mine is the truth.
She got 2 or 3 different versions. But we won't talk about who has the true understanding of how this came to be what it is today. So,
Okay, so I get to start.
you do?
So I was still working. This was in 2012.
11.
We met September the 11th.
Oh, it wasn't 12.
Yeah. I know if it was 2011, that might have been a problem with some people, but no. So we met September the 11th, 2012, and I was working at like a pretty prominent, world-renowned, like orthopedic facility, but I worked for a neurosurgeon, and I happened to be at the front doing something at the front desk in our office. And here comes this guy in it was UPS, of course. Well, for you guys that are new, maybe not know, but he retired from UPS. So he comes in, sweat, just like, I mean, he was sweaty. The box was all banged up. He smiles. He always smiles. And so I'm looking like, who is this dude? Like, first off, our normal UPS guy was white. I've been there for like 2.5, almost 3 years, and never once seen this man. So I just kind of like, because the box was all banged up, and I was like, oh, so you just like dropping and beating our, the box up that you supposed to deliver us or something like that. And he was just smiling. And honestly, like, no jokes aside, like, I just sensed, seriously, when he walked in, I think you asked me my name, when you signed for the package, like last name, you say, hey, what's your last name? But instead of him like turning around to walk out, he walked like backwards through the door. I told my coworker that, I don't know if Betsy watches this, but I'm gonna have to make sure she watch it. I said, girl, he just looked at like he was gonna say, will you marry me? And we laughed about it, but I honestly felt like when he walked in, I was like, he's supposed to be my husband. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Okay. So that day's gone. We got our package. He's long gone. Why he came back, y'all, every single day, for the rest of that week, we had no packages. He would just come in, and my friend was like, my coworker was like, the UPS guy's here again. And so on that Friday, he brought me flowers, and he said that I brightened up his entire week, right? So I was like, oh, that's so sweet or whatever. And then I said, well, give me, I asked for your number, right? I think it was something like,
your version.
Let me get your number so I can say thank you, because I think I was busy or something. And I said, but I need your whole name, because I'm private. I was going to say, like, who that Kissy or whatever, because it literally, I felt like I like dropped him from the sky. Because it is, when I say that, it's a reason behind it. But anyways, so I called him. No, I texted him because I had a break, and I said, thank you again, for the flowers, sweet. And he was like, who is this? What, like, I was like, oh, so you just randomly just giving people flowers, like you don't know who it is, I'm like going off. I had like a real bad attitude then. And he was like, well, I really want, like, he was trying to like talk, but he was like, let me let the thing go to voicemail. Y'all, I didn't even know voicemails recorded this long. I thought you got cut off after a minute. He done gave me this is the longest voicemail I've ever had in my life, about like what he had been praying for, blah, blah, blah. Like, it was crazy. So you can give your part up to this point.
Oh, so
I thought it was crazy though. I really did. Because I was like, oh my God, he's like a stalker. It was so weird.
Okay. I know it's going to be rebuttals. So, the place is of course, a well-known place where professional athletes is just well-known to take care of people here in our city, in a small town called Gulf Breeze, Florida. And that was my delivery area. I was an expert in delivering over there.
Never been.
I knew that spot even before this organization got there. It just used to be a field of grass. So, I used to deliver there when they first got there. And she's right. One particular day, I happened to go into their office because the guy that normally has that, I was helping him out, but that was part of my area. I was just helping him out. And I walk in, the sweat, hey, UPS, it's about getting it. And this particular day was heavy when it came to the practice. And I go in to this office, had been in there a few times before, but never seen or met anybody other than the front desk, take care of my business and get out. She happened to be up at the front this particular day. And when I first saw her, I said, oh my God, to myself. This woman done just got paint poured all over her. But it was her makeup. And I really thought to myself, how can someone be so beautiful and do all this to themselves? That's just my personal opinion.
All I had was eyeshadow on, and it kind of like color coordinated with my scrub top.
She had on, what color?
It was like turquoise and like a pink, but it matched. It matched. It was cute.
She's beautiful already. Now, she don't like when I say this, but I'm going to just tell the truth because we speaking the truth about first time meeting, When I met her, the reason the box was the way it was, of course, with Helen, because she scared me to death when I saw her.
Lies.
No, I'm just kidding about that part. But when I did see her, something on the inside of me saw what was on the inside of her. She was hurting. She'll say she wasn't.
It was, yeah, he was right.
She'll say she wasn't, but I saw that. I saw something that this young lady needed that it was just something missing. I really had no intention on going in there and scooping up. The truth be told, it was another young lady all the way at the end in this same building that worked down, I think it was bill collecting or something. young, pretty girl. She was hitting at the brother too. Now I'm not married now at this time. I just want y'all to know this. Well, we'll talk about that subject in another video.
It ended in like 2011.
Yeah.
What girl at the end of the off?
I can't even remember. You okay? Yeah. I'm sorry. We got Easter on the other side of the house. I just heard a bit mom. But she said she okay. All right. So anyway, I see Cheryl for the first time in my life, and I see Cheryl for the first time in my life then. And it was just something on the inside of me that said, I have to encourage, I have to, lift this young lady up. And that drove me. It drove me for a few days. Now granted, I could tell the hair was real because I know weave and I know, but now y'all so good with it right now, but my wife don't like me talking about that. But anyway, I did. I looked at her and I just was like, wow, she wooed me. That's the part of difference in our age. I wooed her. Yeah. I don't know what young people call it these days, but it was just something about it that it really hit me. It wasn't from the romantic part. It wasn't from the sexual part.
It was like a soul
It was more of a spiritual thing for me.
It was.
And it was clean. It was, I wasn't thinking about, boy, look at him when, I wasn't, pow! I wasn't coming from that point, but it was something on the inside.
Do that. Okay.
There was something on the inside. So I left, and I thought about her throughout the day, and she's thinking it was the next day, but it wasn't. It was the same exact day. I came back that afternoon before I left that area just to tell her, I think I told her thank you, because she kind of threw something at me when she had to sign the thing. Y'all notice she said that earlier. I just do treat her like I treated every other customer. I need you to sign this, ma'am. I need to let, because I want to make sure, because if you see her signature, you understand why I had to ask her what your name is, because can't nobody read this. So I have to type it in and so forth and so on. But the way she looked at me and the way she talked to me, I just knew. I mean,
I was like super comfortable, like as if like we knew each other or something. When did I find out how old you were? Was that like one of the first?
I don't know. I could have been in that 5-minute voicemail. I'm serious. I would have to. I agree with her. When I meant to leave, I left her a voicemail. Cause I did get a number. She did. I think she did. She took my number, and that's how I got a number in my phone. Cause I did want her to tell. It just something told me she had to be encouraged. She had to be uplifted. It was just something.
You was talking about how much you prayed for someone.
Oh yeah,
And I was just like, who does this on the first phone call?
Yeah, it was long. I remember the exact spot where I pulled over. I just really wanted to say thank you on the voicemail. Thank you for allowing me, because I would come by and just say hi. I was already in the building. Now y'all get this. I'm already in the building. I just happened to stop by their door. No. It's already it's 3-story building, and it's a lot of offices, of different businesses there that we have to deal with. And so I would just go in and say hi.
She was like, well, how are you?
She was looking for
I'm
me.
living the dream. That was like his motto. I'm living the dream.
She was looking for Big Daddy.
I did a couple times.
It wasn't this big, but she was looking for me. So, and I told myself before I sent that message to her, I told myself, I'm gonna pursue this young lady. She didn't tell me at that time, but I knew she was involved in a relationship. I can just tell. But I knew she wasn't happy. She was missing something. And as a matter of fact, there were a couple of young ladies that I were involved with at the time. Yes. And they were prominent jobs, beautiful ladies. So it ain't all about that. He was out
there thotting.
Thotting?
He was a thought. But no, like I was like at the end of a relationship. The guy,
wrong.
A run.
A
Okay.
real hottening. I don't know if I.
Don't say that. Jesus.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So yeah, like I was like ending something because pretty much like the person, I mean, I don't knock him, he wasn't a bad person. It was just, even though I had been married before, which that'll be a separate video, I shut up. That was like, I knew like shacking up and doing stuff like that was not what I wanted, and it was kind of like I got out of a leadership position at church to be in this relationship thinking that it was gonna go, you know,
Not this one.
not him, but the other one. And that was like a, you know, a touchy thing because that person, he had been married before and he was just hurt or whatever, and that just wasn't, you know, what he wanted, and you think you can like persuade or change. So it was weighing on me because I'm like, ugh, like how, you know, you got to end something. Wasn't looking, but what I can say, ladies, I had wrote down within the course of that relationship, like what I really wanted in a husband, and to honestly have someone pursue you is like, wow, you know, like the Bible says, a man that findeth a wife, not you go find a man or settle or whatever. So I had wrote a list of things down that I wanted in a husband. Like, I wanted a God-fearing man. I wanted a man that actually goes to church. Not to say I'm God-fearing, I love God, but won't go to church. I said I wanted someone that had all grown children or no kids. Just someone to love me for me, and it wouldn't be about like my body, because you know I wasn't this fat then. I have to insert some photos. But yeah, I just wanted someone to love me for me, and just like for once just be happy and just stable, and you know just no. And so yeah, that's a whole nother video. But let's just say he checked off everything that I prayed for and asked God for. But when we started, it was strictly friendship. Like, there was nothing talking. Even though he left me that 17-minute voice message about what he had prayed for, it wasn't that. And I think within like the first couple conversations, I was like, well, how old are you? Because he did not look his age. And he was like, I'm 50. I about hit the floor, y'all.
About 50 then?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, you 57.
Oh my goodness.
So I was like, what? Like, it.
She was like, yes, hallelujah. You
No,
got a retirement plan.
no, not at all.
But,
because the oldest that I had ever dated was like someone that was, my ex-husband was like 8 years older than me.
And you know, I look beside the number because I have a child older than my wife.
Yeah.
And, you know, a lot of family members joke, but the reality, we just talked to a cousin tonight that was just...
She's like, I'm 39. I was like, I'm the same age as you.
So when I did meet her, my intention from my heart, because I was driven from within about her inside, her spirit of person, and I didn't know her, but I knew her. Y'all know, some of y'all know what I'm talking about, especially of the level of maturity of life. I just wanted to befriend her. And it was something new for her because she was used to guys coming at, trying to get at her. You know what I'm saying? She was pretty, young, sexy. And I've been through all that, been there, done that. I was pretty young and sexy one time myself. So it didn't mean a whole lot. So I just wanted, I knew she was missing something. And I just wanted to befriend her. And I would call her. And so we started communicating. Mm-hmm. We were upfront. We were, I think, truthful at the time. This is what I'm involved with. This is who you're involved with. This is what's going on. So forth and so on. And like I told her then, I'm not trying to be in a relationship or destroy you for no well. But I can just tell you're in need of something. So I told her I would call her. I would call her every morning before she got up to go to work. Because I wrote my own schedule, even at UPS. I was truly blessed to the point where if I didn't feel like working that day because of a situation, then I didn't have to.
Oh, he was home crying.
Yeah, well, that's a whole nother video too. She's oh my goodness, but
yeah, but she wanted to pray. He was like, "Oh,
I
do
would
you
call
mind?"
her, and she would, yeah, I wanted a God man, and so
I wasn't ready. I
said,
wasn't ready.
okay, you write down my ad, I can deal with this. I'm gonna call you. What time you get up? She tell me what time she get up every morning.
He said, "Do you mind if we pray and in the mornings?" No. Bro was calling me at like 5:30, 6
because she got up at 6:37 to go to work.
Well, I would be late for work.
Exactly.
I was like,
that's what time she said.
Why is he calling me this early? I'm not. No.
She told me that's what time she got up.
I didn't tell him that.
See, that's part of the game. She don't even remember no more. She don't even remember no more.
But call me while I'm driving on the way to work.
And she would not even answer the phone because she knew I was calling to pray.
I was still asleep.
She would not answer. So you brothers out there that's in the church right now, y'all understand what I'm saying. That should have been a sign. I know some of y'all saying it right there. But so I pursued a relationship from the friendship first. I wanted her to know who I was. And I was up front, this is what I do, this is where I am, this is what I got, And we looked at that and said, okay, let's pursue a relationship. Because I told her at one time when I started talking to her, and I saw that the friendship thing, and I'm like, okay, either I'm going to be your true friend or I'm not. I don't have time to play games with this.
Yeah. But really at this point, I had ended the other.
No, you hadn't ended it yet. Because she gave me a date. Well, wait till October. I think it was October.
I didn't know I gave you a date.
Yeah, because we were together like 30 some days after we met. She told me about October I think it was 30th, right before Halloween.
Well, if we was together, then
he had to
I
come get the car and da-da-da-da-da. And I'm like, okay.
I think we really didn't start talking until November, like as a couple.
That couple.
30 days would make it October because we met September.
The end of October is when you told me he had to come get his car.
Well, me and you didn't start.
Because that's the date you put on there. You said we would start.
Okay, next. I remember the car stuff, but I don't remember
That's what you was waiting on. Because I had told her. I said, well, listen.
And really, to me, it was
so and so, and I'm finna go ahead and make this commitment with her. Yeah. She freaked out on me. I said, wait a minute.
No, because this chick was kind of cuckoo. She was crying, and I was like, wait a minute. I thought it's somebody you just met. Like, why is she so, attached?
Hey,
lies.
It's there.
Lies.
It's there.
Lies.
When you go ahead and put the vanilla cream on top of
we had 22 minutes on this video, so tell the truth.
22 minutes?
Try to make it just a 30-minute video. Get your popcorn. I forgot to tell y'all.
30 minutes about how we met?
Yeah.
That's just your side.
So, what else were you going to say?
Oh, you done cut my little head off. I was saying what I was saying.
Oh, finish what you were saying.
So, and like I say, I was glad that we built it from the friendship standpoint. And I know a lot of people ask about the differences in age situation. And she'll probably tell you, if she's to be honest, that I'm just straight up. I'm going to tell you how I feel about something. I'm going to give it to you. Like I told her, when we first started where we was going, I'm not concerned about what you doing, what you feeling. I ain't got time for that kind of stuff. Either you all in or you ain't. There's going to be some days it's going to be boring. You're going to feel like packing your little bag of garbage bag full of stuff.
I ain't no garbage bag.
Well, your stuff. And y'all know what I'm trying to say. And, same way here. Yeah. You get boring, but like I say, and I can guarantee you right now, I'm finna say what I'm going to say, and she going to know the answer. Because I've been speaking for so many years, and I spoke for so long. When I would say it, she ain't. The reason I love her is why.
Because you choose to love me.
Because I choose to. She would always ask me that, why you love me so much? I'll tell you, it's a choice.
Yeah.
I get up every morning, even now. I would get up tomorrow morning. I got up this morning, and I chose to love her.
Yeah.
I chose to pursue her. I chose to work on our relationship. I choose that on a daily basis, along with other things in our relationship too. But I'm talking about us right now. Y'all
in the dating stage, dating was difficult. I felt it was but that can be a separate video.
Really? You thought Danny was that?
I really
gotta,
did.
I want to watch that
I
video.
just felt like it was I felt like we knew each other,
But you
like
weren't ready.
spiritually.
That's what that is.
Yeah, he was ready to be married like within 3 months, and I was like, "No, dude, like what?"
And she was ready to be married the first day.
I was ready, but I wasn't ready.
Say that?
Like, no, I said I just knew, like I really felt like you was gonna
be the first
yeah,
day.
but
That's the first day.
You know, it was some stuff that had to come out and be resolved, and me really knowing how to handle it, because I left a couple times. Well, first I had my own place, then I moved in, but I did leave a couple times.
Moved in?
That's another video.
Yeah, that's a whole nother video.
So it was just, it was adjusting, because you know, go back to you praying for someone to have all grown kids or no kids. All his kids were grown when we met. But then when we were just friends at this point, I went to your house. Remember, I went to your apartment and we had pizza or something. So, you know, I'm being nosy, looking at stuff on the bookshelf. I'm like, oh, who's the little girl in the wheelchair? You know? And he's like, that's my daughter. And I'm like, excuse me? He hadn't, at that point, told me.
We just friends now.
We're friends, but he didn't.
Know all this.
Well, I was just like, oh. And, you know, then I met Easter, and he was just like, she doesn't talk to anybody. She probably won't even talk to you. That day she came over. We clicked. Me and Easter clicked. But it was still adjustment, because I was just like, I didn't know what I was getting myself into. It's one thing to be in a, you know, a blended family, but then a blended family that has special needs. It was all new to me. And it was a lot of drama with
the
his
mama.
With his ex-wife. A lot. We talking I have never in my years went through so much foolishness, and I was just like, this is just too much. Like, it really is too much. I mean, from pop-up visits, restraining orders, court, you know, alimony. It was a lot, y'all. It was a lot. But it was worth it. But I'm glad and thankful that all the stuff, even with me, stuff that I had to, you know, he had to go through with me, it needed to have come out during the dating phase, and us not to rush to get married, for us to be where we are now in our marriage. Because to be honest, like, we don't really like argue. Do you feel like we argue? Like, I felt like we argued more when we dated. Like, we don't argue. We have disagreements about stuff, but we're really quick to say, I apologize. Whereas before, I'd be like, I'm gone. You know, I didn't want to talk about it or whatever. So what do you say on that?
As far as the what part?
The arguing.
I mean, I don't think we are, because we both respect the situation as far as your opinion, my opinion, I think. And I think we both have helped each other from the old man perspective and a young person perspective on how do we get there. And we choose to make it work.
Yeah.
Because there are a lot of things, you know. Because one of the things when it comes to Easter, our daughter that special needs, is I told my wife when she first decided to come this route with me, that you just take care of me. I'll take care of Easter. I don't want you coming in here thinking you got to take care of Easter, because I've established that relationship and know what it takes for that. Not saying she doesn't. I'm saying the grounds for why I would look at the relationship we have. Because Easter's part of that, Jericho's part of all of our children and grandchildren. That's, y'all know how that go. But
and my son was a teenager then, but he did not live with us.
Right.
But it was different because, like, as soon as like I met Easter, I think within like a couple weeks she was pretty much. Well, I think maybe the day she came, you brought her because she had went to visit the MOM, and she was living there, and I think y'all were trying to co-parent, but it wasn't working. And by that December, he was already, well, before then he was in court proceedings to get custody of her. And in December, right? It was December of 2012, I believe. And he was awarded full custody. Like, was she 18 then yet? I don't think was she 18?
She had just turned. No, she wasn't 18.
She wasn't 18 yet. But he was awarded full custody of her. So yeah, it was like boom, like, because I guess you think, well, when your child is 18, they're gone. You can travel, you can do stuff. We travel all the time, but it's just different because it took me to not be selfish, because I was a very selfish, still spoiled, but very selfish person, and I had to learn to enjoy our daytime dates or just being together. And I love being around him. Like, I hate, honestly, like, being apart. Like, people say, oh, I need room to breathe. Like, this is part of my breathing. Like, I like being around my husband. And it just took adjustments. But that'll be a separate video on, like, how, I got a lot of ideas on, like, how, from my standpoint, someone my age, and as a step parent, which I don't like to say step mom or anything like that, I just like to say bonus mom, to how that makes you, how it affects your relationship, or can affect it, or how you make the relationship work with that. It's not an obstacle, but with that,
So as far as the arguments, no. Disagreements, yes, everybody does. And I want to say this: if you're looking at this and you're a young couple and you just want to see a video about a married couple, if you are around people that say they never argue, or they'll never fight, or they never have disagreements, get away from them. Get you some down to earth. I'm not saying we don't argue. I'm saying it's very seldom, and we learn how to deal with it in a different way. We fight fair. You can fight in a relationship and be very unfair. So
I guess I didn't really say, like, when we would have, excuse my eye, guys, like, I'm still dealing with that. I don't really say, like, when it came to disagreements, it really wasn't stuff that he was doing. It was situations with the ex, the drama that was constantly being brought. And he got so, over the years, I guess, knowing, like, she's cuckoo. And I'm not saying this because I'm the new person. Certified could probably get a check, cuckoo. He just got so, he was immune to it. So where her drama would just roll off. And I felt like he was at a place spiritually, like he was a little bit stronger than me, that he just didn't allow that to get in his spirit. But y'all, when I tell you, it was like eating me up, because I'm ready to like throw blows, because it was crazy. But, I'm all over here angry because you done showed up, you done did this, you threatening to kill her, all this stuff. But he just over there like, don't worry about it, it's okay. Like, literally, that's how he would be talking. I'd be like, why you ain't just as mad as I am? So that took, I think that's like when you feed off like the other person, like what your weakness is, that was a strength. Like, he has that patience, he has that composure.
And I'm saying, Lord, I got to deal with two crazy people.
I wasn't crazy.
No,
she was crazy.
So, and like I say, my thing is, it's a choice.
Yeah.
You got to choose. You got to choose to lose weight. Believe me, you got to choose what you're going to eat, when you're going to eat it, how you're going to eat it, how much you're going to eat it. As y'all watching this video here, it's almost, is that 12 o'clock or 11?
Yeah, it's midnight.
And we just recently had real potatoes, smashed up with potatoes, and we ate late. Yeah. So you have to choose, and I chose to love her and to fight for her, because, hey, we both could have been like, the deuces, I'm gone, especially with me. Great job, good money, we was set. Mm-hmm. Hey, it was, man, that was like, I was on easy street. Yeah. It wasn't, can I?
No!
No! I'm saying that would have been easy to come by and wouldn't have had no problem. So we have to bleep that out. Okay, I don't. I'm still learning the rules, regulations, and what to go through. You know, stuff like that was easy. So choosing, I chose in the beginning to be her friend.
Yeah.
I really did. I said I want to be a friend now, and I asked her, "What do you need? What do you in need of?" And one of her things was, "Pray with me." I don't know what she using that to get to me and see where I was or whatever the case was, and that's what we would do. I said, "Well, you know what? I'm gonna call you every morning, and I'm gonna pray with you to start your day." I want to go back to that because you know what I'm saying. She got okay.
We're at 35 minutes.
How many
35. We need to end
Okay,
this.
so we finna end it.
So this
Part
is
one.
yeah. This will be part one on how we met.
Because there are some things I want to talk about, gifts and the reality of being real with the person.
So part two will be how long we dated, right? Or
Oof. What about the move? That's a whole part by itself.
There will be a part two to this. How we. So this is part one of how we met. Part two will be.
I don't think we're that boring that way people wouldn't want to watch it though, because we see.
But I can't upload this thing.
Oh, where you got to stop?
Yeah, I need to stop.
Well, that's okay.
This will be part one, guys, and we'll come back in a different attire on a different day for part two of our journey.
I end it.